Here's a look at
clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge. And David all right, David, thanks. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Jonas Valanciunas, Fournier out there with Paul. Then it's Aaron Gordon, and it's Aminu in at the 3 spot. And for Minnesota, they've got Porter. Towns is out there with Pascal Siakam. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Jackson in at point. Now here's Jackson. A lot of opinion stores on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
Now here's Paul. Over Jackson, and Paul gets it to go in.
He's like a magician out there. Paul shows you only what he wants you to see, then he hits you with the reveal.
Paul against Jackson. No good that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Well, I mean, they lost their last matchup with this team, and foul trouble really plagued them throughout the game.
Nothing wrong with aggression as long as you're smart about picking your spots. And let's see if they can be a bit more disciplined this evening.
Outside Porter. From 11 feet away. Here's Towns. Fournier pulls it down. Pass to Paul. Over Jackson. Offensive rebound. Gordon. Nice D from Porter.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
Pass to Hardaway. Outside, Towns. Towns is doubled. 5 on the clock. Jackson from long range. Goes back up with 1 on the clock. And Towns with the lay-in good.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Paul outside. Out to the right wing. Valanciunas against Towns. Outside Fournier. Releases. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Evan Fournier, the rise and fire despite the contest. That's nice.
Pulls up. Jackson misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Pass to Gordon. And here's Valanciunas. That puts them in the lead.
So I'll tell you, that's a big-time finish through contact. Jonas Valanciunas takes the bump, doesn't worry about it, just goes right through the strength.
Now here's Porter. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. The pass to Towns. Pass to Porter. Here's Siakam. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Again, the miss by Jackson.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Puts it up from 12. Here's Valanciunas. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Valanciunas has got his second basket of the night.
Well, I think, Kevin, this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on. His ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done.
Towns with the bucket.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Dallas. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Painful to watch, guys. You can see the frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
It's stolen by Aminu. Paul with the ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Valanciunas out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. These players have excelled at setting up their teammates this month. The 2K leaderboard shows us the recent assist leaders. Number 1, Chris Paul.
Really been in sync with his teammates over that period. I mean, his passing has been phenomenal.
Towns, the pass to Porter. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Fournier finds Valanciunas. Just 5 on the clock. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And for a franchise searching for stability, it doesn't help that the Wolves have had a number of head coaching changes.
Obviously, the Wolves aren't alone in that problem, Greg. I think it can be difficult to identify just the right kind of leadership. And when you do get someone like Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra or Rick Carlisle, you try to hold on for dear life.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
And we have to mention his rebound. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Mavericks making a switch here. Powell's checked in. The Timberwolves have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. The free throw drops for Towns. And Towns, a player who took a little bit of time adjusting from the college game at Kentucky to the NBA game, especially Doris on the defensive end.
I do think you have to appreciate over the last several seasons Karl Anthony Towns' commitment to becoming a better defender. Listen, he has the length to not only block shots, but to alter shots, and you just want him to have consistent effort on that end.
Here's Siakam following the basket by Chris Paul. Here's Jackson. Here's Towns. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now. Here's Paul. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league, who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back 3 will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Right? Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now.
Good checked in for Minnesota. Jackson dishes to Porter. Here's Towns. And it's blocked by Gordon.
How about the timing of Aaron Gordon? This guy has got the ability to rise up and send it back.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. The Mavericks leading. Now Barea. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Here's Powell and the rejection by Towns. Finney-Smith kicks to Jackson. Pass to Hood. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Barea. It's deflected.
Beautiful defense from Powell. Uses that impressive length to come away with that rejection.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Misses the 3. Hood, the pass to Jackson. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Outside Robinson. With the fadeaway. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 8 rebounds in this game. Hood gets the bucket. And it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
Well, don't underestimate the in-between game of Rodney Hood. This guy can make shots from just about anywhere.
Berea surveying the floor. Dallas moving it around. Shot clock at 6. Robinson banked in off the glass.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
Now here's Hood. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers. Jackson misses.
Boy, he can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
Robinson dishes to Powell. Now here's Fournier. He's covered closely, and the shot goes down.
So under control when he's shooting the basketball. Fournier just a natural scorer.
Hood, the pass to Jackson. Shoots over Fournier, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
About time he got one to fall there. Before that, 6 straight misses to start this one.
He dishes it to Gordon. Powell trying to free himself up. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Finney-Smith kicks to Jackson. Floats one up. That shot off. Gordon with the defensive effort.
I'll tell you, his shot is just lost right now. There's just no consistency. Amazing that they're still up in this basketball game.
Now here's Fournier. He's coming off a 19-point game against Milwaukee. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Berea. And so the ball's out of bounds. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Zhang comes in for Towns. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Pascal Siakam. J.J. Redick's checked in for Dallas. Outside Hood. Here's Dotson. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up. Mavericks with the rebound.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Passes it to Gordon. Over Zhang. And the rejection by Zhang.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gordon Zhang does on the defensive end.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. That's tipped. And a wide open look for Hood. And that one hits back iron.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Redick surveying the D. Outside Robinson. Misses and the dry spell continues.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Now the pass to Dotson. And that's a foul called on J.J. Berea. That's his first foul. The Timberwolves gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one misses from Jackson.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
32 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lock at 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Minnesota shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Jackson. Both free throws good from Jackson. 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And here's Barea. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Gordon. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And we'll be right back after this. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, they've got Jackson. Gorgie Dang is out there with Hood, and it's Dotson in at the 2-guard spot. Minnesota leading by 3.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
4 on the clock. Jackson misses. Mavericks trailed by 3. Barea with it, and it's good for 2.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
The Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
Here's Redick following the score by Reggie Jackson. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That is his first foul of the game. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. Dallas also making some changes. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Robinson. And Chris Paul's subbed in for J.J. Barea. Now here's Here's Paul. From downtown, sinks the three-pointer. Paul's got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
Here's Dotson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Minnesota. Here's Dotson. He's covered by Aminu. On the clock, Dotson gets the bucket.
This guy plays with such confidence and ability to score in a variety of ways. Nice.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 2. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game for many years. He's made everyone around him better.
For Dallas, they've gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And the rejection by Chang. Valanciunas, good.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Pass to Porter. He kicks it to Chang. Dotson in the corner. Tries from 16. That's good on the jump shot. Dotson's got 4 this quarter. Mavericks have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Paul looking over the floor. They get the rebound. And again, it's Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 12.
Boy, Kevin, what a game it's been for Jonas Valanciunas. It hasn't mattered what the defense has thrown at him. He's continued to deliver on the offensive end.
Now, here's Porter. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Dotson. And it's denied. They retain possession. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Jackson against Paul. Again, the Mavericks score.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Timberwolves trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Dotson. To the middle, looking for Jang. He gets it there. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. And yes, it's good. Redick's got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs.
Boy, that play developed just the way they wanted, and Valanciunas made sure they got the bucket. What a tremendous pass.
Here's Dotson. Pass to Jackson. Outside Porter. Trying to get open is Jang. And there's Porter on the assist from Jackson. Jackson's got 4 assists now tonight.
What a terrific looking shot by Porter. You can't leave him alone out there.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. Oh, that's blocked. Powell finds Paul. Rebound, Minnesota. Jang's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And the future Hall of Famer continues to get it done. Paul is a special point guard who just wants to win.
Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still as strong as ever.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's foul number 2 for him. There's Jackson with the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Jackson's got 9.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now Paul. He's got 11. Down low, Aminu. And Aminu slams it in.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction. Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Paul passes to Valanciunas. He feeds it to Fournier. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, this guy's a gifted athlete, so if Evan Fournier gets that deep a post position, look out.
Ball against Jackson. Towns kicks to Jackson. Out to Hardaway. Outside Porter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Porter's got 6 points in the quarter.
That's a terrific touch on that shot. Porter now finding his range.
Passes to Aminu. Now here's Fournier. He has 6. In the corner, Powell with it. Back to Fournier. Over Porter. And another basket for Dallas.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here's Porter. 6 points for him. Out to the right wing. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Paul with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. He gets that one. And now a 7-point Dallas lead.
So good at keeping his balance. Evan Fournier's ability to stay composed and find a way to capitalize. Nicely done.
Out to the wing from about 19 feet. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here is Hardaway. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Lakers.
The other thing, he really changed the pace of the game when you consider how many free throws he shot. Drawing fouls is an art, and really he has mastered that part of the game.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Paul passes to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Well, Kevin, to steal a line from you up high and down hard, Jonas Valanciunas. Go ahead, big fella.
Jackson drives in. Offensive rebound. Mavericks leading by 8. Paul outside. Fires from 14. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And guys, when Paul kicks it up a notch, it's thrilling to watch. Always in attack mode. Great at looking for his shot and making the D pay.
So the Timberwolves call their first timeout. Of course, you can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get.
Well,
the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to set it, correct?
Exactly right.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Chris Paul. The drive by Jackson. Powell gets a hand on it. And the whistle blew, so that'll be a shooting foul. Great defensive effort there with the blocked shot. But he got more than just the ball that time. Free throws coming up right now.
You know, one dilemma that jumps out at me with the Timberwolves Over the years, they have been an excellent offensive rebounding team. It's the other end, the defensive backboards, where they have had some problems.
The free throw drops for Jackson. And Doris, you're right. Over the last 5 seasons, the Timberwolves have been the absolute worst defensive rebounding team in the NBA.
And it's hard to understand, Kevin, because they have created second chance opportunities for themselves only to give it back on the other end. That's the kind of thing that can be demoralizing for your defense. You get a stop, but you don't finish the possession with a rebound. That can wear you out physically and mentally.
Now, here's Fournier. 10 points for him. Back to Gordon. There's the 3. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Here's Paul, following the score by Rodney Hood. 1:25 left to play here in the second quarter. Powell, the pass to Paul. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Hood dishes to Jackson. Good work defensively by Paul. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Dallas. Shoots from 12. Robinson for 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 5 here tonight.
He's been a marksman this period. Their shot mechanics finally in sync.
Jackson down low, defended by Paul. Jackson misses. Mavericks leading by 11. Outside Robinson. Back to Fournier. And the basket is good. Fournier's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, this is the kind of thing that will help that shooting percentage. Fournier in the high percentage area.
Here's Finney-Smith. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Knocked away. And here we go. Paul heading to the hoop. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Mavericks lead by 15.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
To the inside. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Jackson. And that's 13 points for Karl Anthony Towns. And here is Paul. From deep three-point range. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. That was a combination of everybody and everyone. Everyone. Did you catch that?
I got it.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. How about that first half, fellas?
Chris Paul has been the story in this one. He ended up with 19 points, 5 assists, and that.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu, and it's Paul in at point guard. And here are the Mavericks now. Gordon, the pass to Valanciunas. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Towns. Here's the pass to Siakam. Yes, that goes in.
Well, we're talking about a tough individual competitor in Pascal Siakam. He goes right at the defense.
Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year, Doris. Is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside, everything you want in terms of versatility. Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Mavericks have been solid at the line so far, 4 for 4. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career, and what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Now Porter following the three-point attempt by Aaron Gordon and finished off by Porter.
Plenty of burst in those legs. Porter attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Paul against Jackson. At the teardrop and the rejection by Towns. A pull-up. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Jackson. Jackson's got 16.
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot tickles the twine.
Valanciunas finds Fournier. And stolen by Siakam. Here's Hardaway. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aminu.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Fournier. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's putting up about 17 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Here's Hardaway, and again it's Minnesota converting.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regrouped. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
Fournier, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
Okay, flashing some impressive instincts. Evan Fournier knowing when to attack and draw the foul.
Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 13-5 run here. Towns is doubled. Over Valanciunas. Gets himself open and drills it. 15 points in the game.
Well, you want to see this from Karl Anthony Towns. He's got the size, the length, and the touch to take and make high percentage shots.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Pass to Valanciunas. To the wing on the left. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gordon. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes. What a big-time asset defensively.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Jackson with it. 16 points for him. Floats it up there for Siakam. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Berea dishes to Gordon. Siakam pulls it in. And so Siakam will bring it up for Minnesota. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Mavericks leading by 3. Aminu, the pass to Berea. Knocks it loose. Fires the 3. That shot misses. So Minnesota will take it the other way. And now Minnesota on the fast break. It's good. And 11 points for Siakam.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Minnesota making some changes. Jang, he's checked in for Towns. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dallas with a change here too. J.J. Redick's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. The Timberwolves trade. Jackson in the corner. And another 3 for Minnesota.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
To the right side. Here's Valanciunas. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Minnesota's gone 5 of 9 when they put up a 3-point shot tonight. Here's Dotson. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 11 rebounds in the game. Redick for 3. But they get it back. Fades away. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Siakam's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Well, the increased playmaking ability of Pascal Siakam on display. Pretty pass.
Berea kicks to Valanciunas. Outside, Redick. And here's the fast break. Siakam leading the way. And Siakam throws it down.
Excellent anticipation of a teammate's defensive ability. Siakam gets out in transition. Nice.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You think about the Timberwolves, the one thing that seems elusive for this organization has been consistency. They have had the talent. They've had good coaching. The problem is they haven't yet put those 2 areas together.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Minnesota. Rodney Hood comes in for Jackson. Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. And Robinson III comes in for Evan Fournier. And the shot goes in. Gordon's got his first bucket of the night.
Listen, we know Aaron Gordon is a high-activity player, and if you give him daylight, he's ready to shoot it.
And the Wolves, Doris, one of only 11 franchises to have never won a championship. In fact, they've made the Western Conference Finals only once.
I think one of their challenges, at least in this latest run, has been they're competing with a very young core. And certainly you have added veterans to the group. The problem is the core guys have to understand how to step up when it's winning time. What we understand is playoff performance is most important.
Outside Hood. Back to Dotson. Porter with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. Porter, no luck.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Dotson, guarded by Barea, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Hood.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Mavericks trail by 3. Barea, the pass to Paul. Now the dish to Reddick. It's stolen. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Dotson, covered by Reddick. Dotson kicks to Finney-Smith. To the paint. Good gets the bucket. Good's got 8 points.
The defensive intensity must pick up. It hasn't been the same this half.
Barea, the pass to Pop. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Boy, Powell is proving to be a handful inside. Does a good job utilizing his long arms to get the call.
A live body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Barea. Lays it up off the glass. Barea's got his second bucket.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Dotson the pass to Jang. Back to Dotson. Outside Hood. 4 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got 5 rebounds tonight. Now Barea. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Here's Dotson. Outside Porter. No good on the triple.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Robinson passes to Gordon. Can't cash in from close range.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Mavericks trail by 3. Now here's Barea for the tie. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Barea. And that's now 7 points for Aaron Gordon.
I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Gorgie Dang. Hardaway is subbed in for Damian Dotson. All checked in for Dallas. Timberwolves passing it around. And Towns throws it down.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is cooking right now, and the defense has nothing for him.
Pass to Paul. Hardaway with the steal. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter of the game. Outside, Towns. Hood on the wing, shoots over Reddick. Hood gets the bucket. Hood's got 4 points this quarter.
Quick trigger from Rodney Hood. He takes no time getting the shot off after the catch.
Outside Gordon. Back to Paul. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Paul's got 24 points.
Well, you like how aggressive he is, making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Now here's Hardaway. Here's Towns. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns can be a 20 and 10 guy consistently. This guy is a workhorse on the glass.
Hardaway against Paul. Launches it. No good on the last second attempt there. The third quarter comes to a close. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Rodney Hood out there with Hardaway. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Otto Porter Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. 5 to shoot. Count it. Porter's got the lead up to 6 now for the Timberwolves.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Paul passes to Gordon. Now here is Robinson. Out left to the wing. Minu finds Paul. It's tipped. And here's Hood. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Passes it to Porter. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. And it's Towns missing. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 6-point game. And it goes down 2 points.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Now here's Hardaway. The pass to Finney Smith. Hardaway with it. Pass to Finney Smith. The 3 gets the 3-pointer to fall. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Now here's Paul. Inside. Aminu with the bucket.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
They get it back.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Right side, Gordon. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Now it's just a 3-point Timberwolves lead. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Towns, the pass to Porter. It's blocked. Now here's Gordon. He's guarded closely. No good there. Minnesota leading by 3. It's Hardaway with the drive. And he gets the bucket.
Well, there's big-time athleticism when you're talking about Hardaway. Puts it on the deck and relentless move to the cup.
Outside Gordon. Now Robinson. Aminu. From deep. Minnesota with the rebound. Hardaway from outside trains the 3-pointer. And now an 8-point Timberwolves lead.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
Paul passes to Gordon. Over Hood. one missing.
It's just been a frustrating day for him all the way around, and it's rubbed off now, I think, on the rest of the team.
Hood against Paul. Hood on the wing. Takes the three. The Mavericks pull it in. Aminu's got 4 rebounds in this game. Paul for 3. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Hood, the pass to Hardaway. Outside, Towns. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Aminu with the bucket. Timberwolves leading by 6. Minnesota calls timeout. The short rest very important, and one of the benefits at this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Some changes for Minnesota. Siakam is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith, and it's Jackson in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Valanciunas is checked in for Dallas. Fournier comes in for Robinson. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Ryan Saunders' huddle. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
Now Gordon following the 3-point attempt by Rodney Hood. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Well, Kevin, the 5th overall pick back in 2011, Valanciunas has worked so hard to improve his entire game. I'll tell you, it's paid off, Kevin. He can impact a game in a lot of different ways.
Here's Towns, and the call on the shot sends him to the line. But there is no doubt that Karl Anthony Towns is the star of his team right now and in the future.
I think, Kevin, for all the drama and all the turnover we have seen, the one constant has been Karl Anthony Towns' productivity. The question now for the team is, how do they build a title contender around him?
Mavericks trail by 8. Pass to Aminu. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Down low, Valanciunas. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, that play is so much about his reach and determination affecting the game defensively.
Jackson drives in. Hood for 3. Here's Towns. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket. Shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
Now, here's Fournier. Passes it to Gordon. Jackson against Paul. Right wing. And Valanciunas kicks to Paul. Over Jackson. Got that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Chris Paul.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Dallas calls timeout. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
They had not been playing very good basketball coming into this game. And that's when a team needs its star players to step up and stop the bleeding, just like he did tonight. Now here's Paul. Releases from 15, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
But, Kevin, when Valanciunas forces the issue like that, he is really tough to handle. He does a good job drawing contact.
First free throw is good. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Timberwolves. Basket good. Jackson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Timberwolves.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Paul against Jackson. And it's Gordon missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense. And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Fournier passes to Valanciunas. Over Towns. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Timberwolves leading by 13. Porter with it. Defended now by Fournier. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Dishes to Jackson. Here's Hood. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Fournier, that's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
This guy is more than capable as a ball handler. Fournier, clever, navigating his way around the defense.
And the pass to Towns. Here is Porter. Just 5 to shoot. Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got his 5th rebound in this one. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's foul number 2 for him. Hardaway's checked in for Hood. Here's Gordon. Outside Fournier. Gordon inside. Guarded by Hardaway. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Gordon. And they double up Jackson. Pass to Hardaway. Lets the 3 fly. Drains it from beyond the arc. Hardaway has got 8 here in the quarter.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Outside Fournier. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, this is the first full year now for Ryan Saunders. Let's remember he was hired by Minnesota full-time after an interim stint last season. And boy, did the players love playing for him.
And that one falls for Fournier. And as we know, Doris, Ryan Saunders, the son of the late, great Minnesota legend, Flip Saunders.
Well, certainly the family has history with the organization, but in no way did Ryan Saunders get the job due to name only. This guy proved he can get wins from this Minnesota roster last year. For Saunders, he's known as a player development guy, and the ability to handle superstars is part and parcel to the job.
Now here's Jackson. To the inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Pass break, Dallas. Now the feed to Gordon. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Siakam.
To me, Aaron Gordon has all the tools you'd want from a player on the rise. Very good establishing chemistry with his teammates, and all the necessary attributes are there to take a big jump. They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Now here's Towns, and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Minnesota has possession. Back to Siakam. Jackson against Fournier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Towns, and the rejection by Valanciunas.
Heads-up defensive play by Jonas Valanciunas. The alert, the aware, the always ready to send it back.
Mavericks trailed by 11. Paul with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Paul passes to Aminu, and Aminu slams it in.
And it's extremely difficult trying to guard Paul in the screen and roll. Fantastic at making the right decision. A lethal passer.
Now here's Hardaway. Towns high post. Outside for Jackson. From deep three-point range, and no good. And it's Dallas the other way. Stolen by Jackson. Pass to Hardaway. To the middle. Here's Siakam. Nice D from Valanciunas.
And you know, you can't impact the shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And taken away by Paul.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Dallas also making some changes. Ryan Brokhoff's checked in for Gordon. Andre Robertson comes in for Evan Fournier. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Chris Paul. Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Dallas also making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Ryan Brokhoff. Fournier comes in for Robertson. And Paul subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 7-point game.
Well, just knocking them down from the charity stripe, extending the lead. Simple basketball.
Dallas calls timeout. They're behind by 7. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I think he might just want to remind these guys, hey, let's finish the game the right way.
Love the play there on the inbound. The defense lost contact with him, and he knocks down the triple.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're in front by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the game. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Tim Hardaway Jr. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. to me is a terrific all-around player, right? He can score it, he can pass it, he'll rebound the position. There's a lot to like about his game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
Dallas calls timeout. They're down by 6. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Aminu misses, and now we've got the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, so now it's an 8-point game. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Back to Robertson. This one for 3. Off target with that shot. And so the Timberwolves take the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid